So you're thinking of moving to the Fort Lauderdale area, but not entirely sure of which area you want to live in? Well, today we got a great video. We're going to be talking about a city that's not talked about very much, not very well known, but just might be the best city in all of the South Florida area to live, and that is Plantation, Florida. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Robert. I'm a real estate agent right here in South Florida. I put out weekly videos on this channel all about moving to and living right here in South Florida. If you ever have a question or need anything at all, if you're looking to plan a move or relocate, whether it's next week, next month, or next year, reach out anytime. I'd love to be your real estate resource. So again, we're here in Plantation, Florida, talking about why it might be the best city to live in all of South Florida. And we got to start by giving you a lay of the land and the location. And that actually is one of the best parts of Plantation. So the city of Plantation is located directly in the center of the Greater Fort Lauderdale area, which is Broward County, but it's also directly in the center of the Miami metro area, which is Miami, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. So you have easy access to everything that's here locally, or if you want to go out anywhere in Miami or Palm Beach. Now, unless you want to live on the east side because you want to be by the beach, or you know of an area that you definitely want to live in as far as say commuting or living by a family member, you can't get a more convenient location than here in Plantation. So if you look at where it's located, you have Interstate 595, which runs east and west right on the border of Plantation. So easy access to I-95, I-75 if you're going north or south. You can get to downtown Fort Lauderdale in about 10 minutes. You can get to the beach in about 15, 20 minutes, depending on traffic and time of day. You are directly between three airports. You got Fort Lauderdale International Airport. You have Miami International, Palm Beach International. I always tell anyone who's going to be traveling that lives here to check all three. They all have different rates. They all have different routes to different destinations, so check them all out. You're very close to the seaport here in Fort Lauderdale. You have the seaport down in Miami for international cruises, and people that live here in Plantation love the location for commuting, whether you work down in Miami or Palm Beach. So as far as having a convenient location close to everything, you cannot find a better area than Plantation. Now, the next thing on the list for Plantation has to be the incredible diversity when it comes to the real estate or real estate choices, housing choices. So you have all different types of condos. You have an incredible, very, very popular 55 and over community called Lauderdale West, all different types of townhomes. So Chelsea by Central Park is very, very popular. You have many, many different choices when it comes to non-gated HOAs, gated communities, luxury communities like Hawks Landing. You also have in West Plantation, you have neighborhoods where you can get multi-acre lots, so big properties. Plantation Acres is one, and it's also an equestrian area. So if you're into the equestrian lifestyle, if you like having a lot of space, more than an acre for toys, you know, trailers, boats, if you love animals, that is definitely the place to be. But one thing about Plantation that's very, very unique is what I want to show you right now. So I originally wanted to show you from this house what's located in the backyard, because it's very unique to this area of Plantation. So there's three neighborhoods. You got Plantation Isles, which I'm in right now. You have Plantation Harbor, which is a little bit east, and you have Isla del Sol, which is right behind me. But what I wanted to show you is what is very, very popular and something you don't see this far west in the county, and that is right here, what is behind me. So you check this out, guys. All these houses. So that's Isla del Sol right there. I am in Plantation Isles. This way a little bit east is Plantation Harbor. But what you get is what you see right here, ocean access properties. So depending on the size of boat, you see behind me that fixed bridge. You're gonna have a couple of fixed bridges from this location, but you can get a house where you have ocean access. So it's gonna take you about, I would say 45 minutes to an hour to get all the way down. You're gonna run down the New River Canal through Fort Lauderdale out to the open ocean. Again, make sure if you're gonna buy a property here for the ocean access that you know the size of boat you can have, because the fixed bridges is gonna be a certain limit on the height. But this is definitely an area. These houses don't come up very often, and they go very, very quickly, and you get a much better price as opposed to something east in Fort Lauderdale or Pompano or something like that. So very, very unique to Plantation, and one of the reasons why many people love this area. Now, another thing, actually, check out behind me. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it looks like there's 3 helicopters up there. I'm not sure what is happening, but we'll check the news. But another thing really interesting and great about the city of Plantation is that they have a bunch of space dedicated to outdoors and parks and recreation. So I think there's over 600 acres of outdoor space and parks. You have some very popular ones, Fig Tree Park, Volunteer Park. I am in right now Central Park, which is, I would say, my favorite. It's closest to my house. I live here in Plantation, but it's themed more towards, I guess, activities and sports. So now you can see behind me here, we're in the middle of the day, so not many people here, but that's the lighted baseball diamonds. You have soccer fields this way, and pickleball is very popular lately. Now, Plantation always, every year, has what they call Rock the Park, which is an outdoor concerts. I think it's between January and April. I just went to one last month. I'm not sure when it ends, but they used to have them right here on the open track. So they have a big track over here for running. And now, because you know, there was a big problem with parking, and this is more of a residential neighborhood, they moved that to another park called Pine Island Park, which is right by the Broward Mall. A little easier for parking, but that's another really cool thing about Plantation, having those outdoor concerts. And you can see as I move closer to this end of the park, what is really popular right now, not only here in Plantation, but throughout South Florida, I guess throughout the country, is pickleball. So you can see here, there's not many people out. It's what, I think it's Tuesday midday. Really nice here at night. A lot of families out here, a lot of people playing pickleball. Like I said, this is packed over here. So Central Park, definitely one of the nicer parks here in the city of Plantation. Now, I mentioned Pine Island Park, which butts up against the Broward Mall, and that's another thing, a good segue to our next thing about Plantation is the shopping. So if you're into shopping, unlike myself, you have a lot of choices here in Plantation. So you have the Broward Mall, which is right on Broward and University, right in the heart of Plantation. You have the Fountains, which is part of the mall, a little bit further down. A lot of shopping there as well. You have Kohl's, you have Total Wine, which is very popular lately, I hear, from everything that's going on in the world. But also Plantation borders up to Sunrise, and there you have the Sawgrass Mills Mall, which is probably one of the most famous malls throughout the country. Even internationally, people come here. You know, it's not uncommon to go in there and see people with massive suitcases. This is the largest outdoor shopping place in the country, Sawgrass Mills Mall. So very popular, and it's right here on the border of Plantation in Sunrise. So on this channel, we keep it real as can be. Now, one of the negatives about the city of Plantation, especially from people reaching out, people relocating, has to be the ratings of the schools. Now, that's definitely a big criteria for people that have kids that are in that age where they go to school, and Plantation, I think, rates a B. So some people look for A-rated schools. Now, you have to be a little careful with online ratings. I've lived in Plantation since 2006. I know many people, family members, people that are neighbors, just acquaintances that have gone through the school system in Plantation. No problem. They actually like the schools. Coral Springs is another area where people actually move to for the schools, and they are rated a B+. Same thing with the city of Davie, or the town of Davie. They have an overall rating of B+ as well. So Plantation is a B. You know, Weston is an A-rated school district. Cooper City, Parkland, those are you know, higher price points generally than Plantation. So that's one thing that I can definitely say. A lot of people that have reached out, or a handful of them that are looking for an area with good schools, they kind of shied away from Plantation. Now, Plantation has some, or a very popular Catholic school, St. Gregory's. It has a very popular private school called Heritage. So there are some other options as far as schools are concerned, but Plantation Public Schools comes in at a B rating. You're gonna have to do your research. I'm not allowed to really recommend or choose one over the other. This is all for the buyer and the consumer to do on their own. There's plenty of sites out there, so there's a lot of information, and definitely I can tell by the people reaching out, they do their research. They know which areas have schools and which ones are rated better than others. Now, last but not least, I gotta talk about the other real negative, in my opinion, about the city of Plantation, and that is the blue bag syndrome. I call it a syndrome because I don't understand it. As you can tell, I'm not a huge fan of it, but Plantation has decided that when you throw out your trash, instead of using the traditional bin that I think most of the country uses, they use these blue bags. So I think the reason they say they went this route is that they want to preserve the beauty of Plantation. So I guess when you take your trash out and the trash collectors come and they empty the bin and it sits in front of your house on the swale or on the curb, it does not look nice for that day. And they think that the bags are nicer because you put it out and they come and take them away and there's nothing there. But I don't agree with that in any way, because first of all, if you look at the bags, they look terrible out there. Also, it's a magnet, a dinner magnet for every critter in the neighborhood. If you live anywhere near a canal, you can expect to ring the dinner bell when you put out your blue bags. Now, there is a certain faction of Plantation that loves the blue bags. I guess if you're a single person and you don't throw much trash out, maybe it's more convenient in that way. I'm a very simple person, especially when it comes to trash. I want to touch it one time. So I throw it in my kitchen trash bin. I take that and I want to throw it out into the outside trash bin and wheel that out on trash day. I want to be done with it. When you have the blue bags, you got to take your 13-gallon trash bag, put it into another blue bag, hold onto it until trash day, and then take it out to the curb. So I don't understand it. There's a Facebook group called Ban Blue Bags, which has been out there forever. I don't think they're ever going to change this. Now, the proponents for the blue bags will say, well, take your trash and don't throw it out the night before or put it out the night before. Do it in the morning. Well, whatever the case is, to me, it's a big annoyance. Plus, you got to buy the bags. They're not cheap and they're not free. Now, another interesting thing about the blue bag syndrome is that the higher priced areas of Plantation, Hawks Landing, which is a gated luxury community, Plantation Acres, which is, you can't touch a home there for less than $1 million. Big, gigantic homes, multi-acre lots. They don't have the blue bags. They have private trash. They all have bins. So I don't understand how it could be or how those people deal with the unsightliness of having a trash bin in front of your house once or twice a week. That's just the way it is. Everybody has to throw out trash. So just something to think about. Some people that I know that have moved here never even knew about the blue bags until they actually closed on their house, and they actually hate it. They're wondering what is going on. So those are a couple of negatives about the city of Plantation, but overall, Plantation is definitely not a very talked about city. It's one of the nicer places to live. Again, I'm a little biased because I live here, but if you need any information about Plantation, any information about any area here in South Florida, if you're planning a move, whether it's next week, next month, or next year, reach out anytime. I would love to be your real estate resource of choice, and I appreciate you watching the video. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.